Greetings everyone, this is the Flying Kipperman here with my video entry for Jlouvier's competition. What I'm going to be talking about in my video is Thomas and the Magic Railroad. Nah, that's actually kind of silly. The reason I'm really here is to actually talk about one of the characters, more specifically, Diesel 10. Now Diesel 10 is my favorite character because he's like Sodor's dark side, the one that you don't really hear about, but when you do, there's always trouble to be caused, or at least some sort of mischievous plot put into play. This model is a very well detailed one, to say the least. His face is captured accurately, although his claw is not what favors me the most. All it does is really just move it forwards and backwards, and yeah, there's a little play where you can lift it up and down, but that's about it. What I said about the other model leads me to this one, the Brio Diesel 10 model. This Brio Diesel 10 is another reason why Diesel 10 is my favorite character. Because of his claw, or as most of you know him, Pinchy, it leads to a variety of companies taking a variety of different ways to try and represent him accurately, and in a lot of cases inaccurately throughout the range. Be it Tomy, Trackmaster, Wooden Railway, the whole lot of them. This one, however, is my second favorite Diesel 10 model, and I'll show you why later on in the video. This Diesel 10 is very accurate. His face is captured perfectly. It looks like it was taken off of the actual movie model itself and just shrunken down. And his claw is what I really like. You can extend it, contract it, wait a second, raise it, and even spinning around a full 360 degrees. The main thing I don't like, and I guess you gotta lose some to gain some, is the way his claw sits. It sits on his front magnet, and that can make it difficult to push anything with this front magnet unless you finagle his claw up in there under its arm and rest it up there, but then it looks somewhat silly. What I really like about this model is that you can grab things with it, unlike this model over here. You can load trucks, pick up the cargo, but I will note that if you do have it on one side, he can flip over, which is why you kind of have to hold him. And then load him and be on your merry way. Now you can load and unload with a variety of trucks. I just used a flatbed as an example. He can also grab onto the coal style cargo, or at least I thought he could. Huh, guess not. Oh well, probably should have did that before I started this part of the video, but oh well, I thought he could. I never really messed with him, but oh well, he is still my second favorite Diesel 10 model, and throughout the range, throughout the entire Wooden Railway range, is probably my favorite model to date. Another thing I like about him is that for all you fans out there who like reenacting scenes and everything, you can actually get that semi-accurate look of him chasing Thomas and Lady, but I don't feel like having to go up and get her down from where I keep the rest of my engines, and have a somewhat accurate representation of the movie. Also, this one kind of is what I like. He can grab on the engines, unlike the coaling cargo, lift them, and if you want to get devious, just, well, it wasn't that devious, but what I was trying to show is that you can pick up the engines and then, you know, throw them off the rails, derail them, stuff like that. Or, if you actually want to make him useful, quote unquote, you can have him come and pull engines back onto the track. Now, surprisingly, his magnetism in the claw is pretty decent. It's not the strongest. I'd say it's rival to his actual coupling magnet, because I've actually messed around with them in the past and pulled up freight cars and such up hills like that one, although that kind of curves around, so wouldn't exactly be like that one, but you know what I mean. And he's actually pulled some heavy I've actually made him pull some heavy cars, like a Henry's log car. I think I got him to take 2 of those before a good way up the hill, slowly, mind you, before it actually came undone and the cars rolled back down. But yeah, this is probably my favorite wooden railway character and model. But now I'm going to show you why I said he was my second favorite wooden railway character, model, what have you. And this one I think you're going to like. Now the video's kind of dragging on, I know, so I'm going to make this one quick. This is a D'Agostini model, or however you say the name, that's from a UK magazine range. I would send out a magazine once or twice a month, or however many times they would, and you'd get a character along with a little piece of track that kind of resembled the Ertl model track, except orange. This model is my favorite model out of my entire Thomas and Friends collection. He looks almost exactly like his movie model, although his face is a little less weird, or his face is more weird than the other ones. The Brio face is my favorite, but he is extremely detailed, or at least captured very accurately, and his claw is what I love. Much like the Brio one, you can raise it, lower it, and spin it around a full 360 degrees. But this one you can also raise and lower more on the sides, although the limitation is, well, a little less than the Brio model when it comes to moving on the sides. But his actual claw is what I like. You can move it around all those odd angles, but you can't rotate it to the sides, and you can open it. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, it's good. You can open it, close it, you can even grab things with it, although I wouldn't recommend that because the claw part itself is actually, well, I wouldn't say flimsy, but not that solid. It could break easily. And I don't know if you can see that or not, but the piston part is bent. That's how I got it. I didn't actually order from the UK magazine. I just bought it off eBay UK. But I love this model because of his proportions. His proportions are captured accurately, or not accurately, but what I'd say I'd prefer. If you haven't noticed already, I have him in my Ertl Gold Rail lower Sudbury set because his size actually fits. And unlike most Ertls and everything, he actually would fit pretty well alongside of a Thomas, or Ertl Thomas. Like I said, his claw is very cool. And he even looks somewhat decent next to a Gold Rail one. Although the actual Ertl is what I'd prefer. But alongside these guys, these are diesel 10s that I have. I have a wind-up one, stuff like that. But these are the ones I felt like should get the credit where credit is due. Like I said, the middle one being my favorite, Brio being my second favorite, and Learning Curve being third in the line. Now, if I did get my hands on a Bandai model, that would be a different story. The whole list would be rearranged. But, like I said, Diesel 10 is my favorite character. He is Sodor's reminder that there is a dark side to everything. And I think that's more of a reminder to children more than anything else. That there always will be a dark side. There always will be something lurking in the shadows, trying to make the better things not as good. Sorry that the video rambled on for as long as I did, but this is sort of my first major video, and I figured I'd try and go into detail as much as I could, but maybe there is such a thing as too much detail, maybe there's not. I don't know, but like I said, Diesel 10 is my hands down favorite character, and I bid you good day.